Other than grilling chops and roasting whole haunches from the rear of the animal, I don't know of a better way that I like to enjoy wild boar than by doing the classic Northern Italian wild boar ragu for pasta, traditionally served with pappardelle. But what I've found is pasta like this beautiful calamaretti is actually even better because the sauce has a chance to get in between all those rings. This is a shoulder, and this has a bone, so it's gonna require a little bit of crafty butchery. The first thing that I wanna do is I wanna take out this primary muscle that's on the back that I always like to include because of its marbling, and that's connected with a whole little series of muscles. Now, do I let this go to waste? Absolutely not. It's a great snack for everyone that's waiting. I'm just gonna take off these sections. I want about 2 pounds of meat, and I want to cut it small enough that it cooks in the same amount of time that my vegetables and my liquids do. And I'm just cutting in between the pieces of sinew. Look at how nice that is. That is one whole muscle from the shoulder. Let's just salt this up. Throw that right there. I don't want anything bigger than dice that you would roll for game playing. This is the most flavorful cut on the animal, my opinion, the shoulder and the neck. There we go. So we have good stuff for our grind. We have 2 pounds of lean that we're going to saute with our pancetta, which is Italian cured, unsmoked belly. It's a wonderful, salty starter. So I'm going to wash my hands, and then we're gonna start cooking. Ooh, let's see how this is doing. Yeah, I mean, come on. You know what that is right there? First lunch. So I just want a glug of olive oil in there. I sort of want this on more of a medium. Stick that there. A little bit of salt, plenty of salt in the pancetta. What am I more excited about, the sauce or those ribs and that little bone that leads up to the neck? It's kind of a toss-up for me right now. You can see the oil starting to shimmer, and I can add a pancetta, and you hear that sizzling right away. All I want to do is render some of that fat from the pancetta out. I can smell it. And in about another 45 seconds to a minute, we're gonna start to see some browning on this. You know, push this to the side. And now I'm browning my wild boar in rendered fat and olive oil. All I wanna do is protect some of my pancetta from scorching. I just wanna get some browning. And so I'm just gonna push that over the heat. I don't need to brown both sides. These are small dice. I just want some of that caramelized boar flavor to be in the sauce. Let it sit 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. So I have really finely minced celery, carrot. I have some anchovies. Now, you're not even gonna know that they're there, but that salt-cured fish provides such an important piece of umami. Even if you don't like anchovies, please try them in this recipe. You will be so happy that you did. I have my chili flake, I have some basil, I gotta cut an onion. You know, I traditionally like to put some dried seasonings in there. I developed this all-purpose Italian seasoning, a tablespoon or so of that mixture. I like a little heat with this, so I'm gonna put about a teaspoon of red chili flake in there. And just so I have fewer moves when I'm over the hot zone, I am just gonna dump these into 2 containers, and I'm just gonna add these right into the pot. I'm gonna stir it in a minute when I add my onion. Got my onions and a couple of basil sprigs. Oh, man. You know what that is? That's the color of flavor, my friends. Let's put some wine in, and we're just gonna let that simmer and reduce. So right now, it's just a waiting game, which means it's probably a really good time to start thinking about gnawing at this baby. I mean, the best bones with meat clinging to it, roasted over live fire. So, you know, why not, right? I mean, full utilization. Look at that crackle, crispy skin. And then up here, you have these bones that lead up to the neck. Look at that glistening collagen. I think the neck is my favorite. Turkey necks, hog necks, venison necks, lamb necks, sheep necks, just absolutely incredible. That is a lovely lunch in the wild. Sure makes waiting for that sauce a lot easier, you know what I'm saying? Well, I couldn't imagine a better simmer if I wanted to. Absolutely perfect, great control of the fire. We have evaporated about 2/3 of the wine. That red wine and wild boar flavor is just fantastic with those herbs. And the last thing we want to do is put in our tomato puree. And ultimately, I don't want the sauce to look much different than it does right now. And so what we want to do is we want to just push this back over the fire, bring it to a simmer. Our sauce has reached enough thermal momentum that I can just put a lid on it, flatten this out just a bit to make up for the increased heat inside the pot that comes from putting the lid on. We'll let that go 60 minutes. I'm so excited about this. So this has been cooking for about 60 minutes. The meat is fork tender. What is gonna return it to its volume and sauce consistency is the addition of our milk. Only needs to cook in there and simmer for about 10 minutes. I'm gonna throw a handful of salt in there. You want your pasta water to have the flavor of ocean water. I'm starting to simmer around the sides. I can see our water starting to boil. Our pasta sauce has cooked with the dairy. I'm just gonna pull that to the side to keep warm, and we're gonna add our pasta to the pot. And when you're cooking pasta, once the water returns to a boil, give it a stir to loosen any pieces on the bottom that might stick. So that pasta is perfectly al dente, and I do want some of the pasta water in my sauce. It's starchy, it's delicious. I'm just going to stir the noodles just a little bit in that sauce. And I just let them cook the rest of the way, so there's actually sauce in the pasta itself. And because we have made this with 2 pounds of meat on it, it's really like a ragu with noodles in it, rather than noodles with ragu on it. So now it's ready. My apologies to all the culinary purists from the country of Italy, because this dish is always paired with pappardelle, but I gotta be honest with you, pairing it with a big, wide, hollow noodle is absolutely out of control delicious. The wild boar is tender, the wininess has reduced down. We have those milk fats, pecorino romano, which is drier and saltier than Parmesan. And then if you want to, you can stick some basil in there. A fantastic wild boar ragu served over the pasta of your choice. Let's just put it that way. Let's see what this is all about, shall we? And that dairy really softens it. It just has such a beautiful, intense, winey component to it. That beautiful marriage of that incredible animal and great red wine. Wild boar, it's what's for dinner. And a huge debt of gratitude to the folks at Broken Arrow Ranch for this spectacular animal. If you'd like any of our recipes, all you have to do is go to www.outdoorchannel.com and click on Wild Game Kitchen.